2018 Jeep Compass SUV Review. The good points of Jeep Compass SUV. Trailhawk impresses off-road. Likely to become generously equipped. Should prove safe and reliable. Strong allure on the Jeep brand. The bad points of Jeep Compass SUV. Road-biased versions don't move the action on. Ride quality over bumps disappoints. Diesel engine noisy at lower revs. If you can't remember fondly the original Jeep Compass SUV, then that's probably for top. It was the American brand's attempt for penetrating the burgeoning crossover market, but curious looks and interior finishes that lagged behind its European, Korean and Japanese rivals stifled much with the enthusiasm Jeep attempted to whip up. The best part about it is that this second attempt is a lot more successful, along with being far more international in flavor. Designed to lock horns with all the Ford Kuga, Nissan Qashqai, Volkswagen Tiguan plus a plethora of other highly competitive SUVs, can this generation of Compass convey more of a examine it? Familiar Jeep underpinnings to the Compass. Jeep is seeking to capitalize for the success in the Italian-built Renegade while using Compass, and that end it's based it on its smaller sibling. Stretching the wheelbase out by 70 mm and extending the bodywork behind benefits both rear seat passengers as well as the Compass's luggage carrying capabilities. There's a weird effect upon the styling, though, with all the rear axle appearing like it's set past an acceptable limit forwards inside traditionally shaped housings with the trapezoidal wheel arches, a familiar Jeep cue. Further nods to your brand's heritage incorporate a stance seems ripe for off-roading, especially in range-topping Trailhawk guise which consists of chamfered bumpers, but purists will lament what's happened towards the trademark 7-slot grille. It's now merely molded plastic without the perforations inside it. That's the Compass isn't as bold because smaller Renegade or larger Cherokee is deliberate, Jeep believing there's a lot of crossover buyers who are searching for something a tad bit more conservatively styled. Limited variety of Jeep Compass engines. Powering the Indian-built Compass is usually a small number of Multi-Air 2 petrol and Multi-Jet 2 diesel engines, Al-Wachi Scene Service and several other Jeeps and Fiats. Performance and efficiency results are all provisional ahead in the Compass's arrival in combined Alfa Romeo and Jeep showrooms in December 2017, however the choices are likely to become 1.4 Multi-Air 2 petrol, 140 horsepower, manual gearbox. 1.4 Multi-Air 2 petrol, 170 horsepower, automatic gearbox. 1.6 Multi-Jet 2 diesel, 120 horsepower, manual gearbox. 2.0 Multi-Jet 2 diesel, 140 horsepower, manual and automatic gearboxes. 2.0 Multi-Jet 2 diesel, 170 horsepower, automatic gearbox. Front and all-wheel drive versions are offered. Whether you need the security of 4-driven wheels would depend on your circumstances, but Jeep claims best-in-class off-roading ability to the Compass Trailhawk if it's a high priority for you. Enhanced Jeep Compass technology. Jeep isn't revealing specifics of UK equipment levels with the Compass until later in 2017, but we expect the lineup to adhere to the familiar Sport, Longitude, Limited and Trailhawk with increasing amounts of kit and niceties since the prices rise accordingly. There's an abundance of contemporary technology to maintain you both safe and protected inside Compass, having an effectively adaptive cruise control system for on-road use plus a selectoring driving mode control when the going's much tougher. A welcome upgrade's been ushered in with the Uconnect multimedia system, accessible in 5.0, 7.0 and 8.4-inch touchscreen sizes. We've only sampled the most significant of these systems, Nevertheless, it proved responsive, with attractive graphics as well as the ability to connect smartphones with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The verdict: if you would like your family-sized crossover to get genuine off-road ability, then this Jeep Compass and Trailhawk guys has got to become near the top of your list. But if go-anywhere ability is less of the priority, and let's be realistic, many Compasses will continue to be resolutely for the asphalt, then your Jeep is relegated for the ranks for being a decent alternative choice to your usual suspects within this segment. If you will want Jeep that's bold and don't need quite a lot space inside, the Renegade's still the one to own. Small variety of tried and tested engines. Torquey diesels could make most sense here. All-wheel drive available along the range. Jeep is yet to make sure that the precise performance figures for British market Compass models, so these performance figures are provisional and dependent on European specifications. All from the engines are happy from an assortment of Jeep and Fiat models, but thus far there's no manifestation of any part or full electric propulsion options. Diesels really are a sensible Jeep Compass choice. Even when the furthest you'll venture off-road within a Compass is onto your driveway, the torque-weir diesel engines still make more sense for hauling the Jeep around. Intro to note: the diesel range could be the 1.6-liter Multijet 2 with 120 horsepower. It delivers 320 Nm of torque for the front wheels by using a 6-speed manual transmission at 1,750 revolutions per minute, resulting in the 0.62 mph acceleration period of 10.7 seconds. Top speed is 122 mph, a figure curiously quoted for each with the diesels. Making a much better fist of things on paper may be the 2.0-liter Multijet 2 and 140 horsepower guys. Four-wheel drive is standard here, but there is often a choice between 6-speed manual and optional 9-speed automatic. Regardless in the transmission selected, both produce 350 Nm of torque but peaks just 1,500 revolutions per minute with all the manual, some 250 revolutions per minute lower than while using auto. The former includes a quoted 0.62 mph duration of 10.1 seconds, aforementioned 10.5. Want more? Then head towards the punchier 2.0-liter Multijet 2 with 170 horsepower, available exclusively with four-wheel drive and also the automatic transmission, although Trailhawk has the capacity to access less set of gear ratios to help you its off-roading abilities. Peak torque remains at 350 Nm at 1,750 revolutions per minute, resulting in a very 10.1 second 0.62 mph time. While this engine's simple to modulate at low revs for off-roading and cruises quietly on motorways, it may sound for the gruff and clattery side when pulling far away from junctions under harder acceleration. The 9-speed auto is a faithfully smooth companion into the majority with the time, hardly ever suffering at a clunky downchange when decelerating rapidly. Around town it proved impressively smooth. Faster, thirstier petrol engine Jeep Compass models. Not everybody wants or uses a diesel engine, particularly those thinking about buying a Compass with typically shorter, urban-centric journeys. Starting point in the 1.4-liter Multi-Air 2 turbocharged variety of petrols may be the 140 horsepower edition, while using 6-speed manual gearbox and front-wheel drive. Although there's only 230 Nm of torque available, it peaks at 1,750 revolutions per minute, that will make it watchily accessible. Top speed is 119 mph, which has a 9.8 second 0.62 mph time. Quickest on the Compass range would be the 170 horsepower version in the 1.4-liter Multi-Air 2, exclusively pairs operating wheel drive along with the 9-speed automatic. Peak torque increases to 250 Nm but for a much revered 2,500 revolutions per minute, meaning it'll likely require being worked harder to extract its performance. Talking which, the benchmark 062 mph sprint takes 9.3 seconds, as the top speed is quoted at 126 mph, cruises comfortably at motorway speeds. But ruts and bumps easily upset the Compass. Fine off-road abilities for your Trailhawk. Given how infrequently most customers will venture away from the beaten path in the Jeep Compass, the way it handles around the asphalt is a considerably more important quality, and here the answer's mixed. Hurtle along at motorway speeds plus the Compass feels planted and assured, with precious little manifestation of feeling unsettled when you gently change direction. Typically, roads where such speeds may be maintained are smoother, which further flatters the Jeep. Turn off at the slip road and head along a winding country route as well as the Compass is less convincing, doing little to interact with the driver having its anesthetized steering. At least it feels heavier weighted than a lot of its light-of-them rivals. It doesn't seem as confident at handling undulations that usually pepper broads, seemingly tracing their relief faithfully in lieu of letting the suspension soak them up, resulting inside a bouncy experience for passengers. It's less convincing at urban speed, the location where the damping feels crashy, forcing one to slow down a lot more than you should in Sayakuga or Tigan to tackle ruts and speed bumps. A more supple arrangement here would help a massive array. Much more capable off-road. Jeep claims for the reason that in Trailhawk guys the Compass sets a different off-roading benchmark for crossovers on this size. All four-wheel drive Compasses have fine off-roading ability as a result of 20 cm of ground clearance, up on the 18 cm of front-wheel drive versions. But the Trailhawk goes further still. Not only will be the clearance increased to 21.6 cm, the bumpers are actually shaved time for allow for greater agility when traversing slopes. Note the 30° approach angle and 33.6° departure angles for evidence. Additionally, the Select-Terrain drive mode dial features a couple of additions around the Trailhawk: Rock Joins Auto, Snow, Mud and Sand, combined with Hill Descent Control, think a cruise control for off-road use, to suit the low-ratio gears. While a hardcore Wrangler could still show its Compass cousin a clean couple of heels across tricky terrain, the Jeep should go places that your Qashqai driver can just dream of. Well-built Compass cabin feels robust. Larger Uconnect screen, a noticeable difference. Rather button-laden in comparison with rivals. Inexactly as the exterior on the Jeep Compass lacks the charm and distinction on the smaller Renegade, it's an identical story after you climb aboard. There's not only a lot to decide on fault with, it all feels a little ordinary. Material and build quality from the Mexican-built left-hand drive models we tested felt on par together with the majority in this particular sector, without having reason to suspect the UK version sourced from Jeep's Indian plant is going to be any different. Trailhawk designs include red accents to suit the anodized finish to your exterior detailing. European and American spec models appear to possess a wide palette of colors to select from for their interiors, however it remains being seen regardless of if the UK will have a decision of anything in addition to black. Survey the controls and lower console fore and aft on the gear lever as well as the Compass seems button heavy, but everything is an easy task to learn and is also clearly labeled, like the drive mode selector which consists of rotary control. Much better may be the responsive 8.4-inch Uconnect multimedia system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The graphics are crisp, the Satan of rendering smooth. Although whether or not the 5.0 and 7.0-inch versions are as impressive remains to become seen. front seats are supportive and cozy. Ride quality on motorways is a great one. Pity it's significantly less well-sorted at low speeds. Stick to smoother roads and motorways, and also the Jeep Compass is not likely to give your passengers much to grumble about at a comfort perspective. It's stable, won't list excessively in bends, and there's a reliable amount of space both in the front and back. Where the facade slip somewhat has ended, particularly rutted surfaces or road furniture like ironworks or speed bumps. The Compass's damping is just too big firm to handle them compliantly, making the Jeep lurch about over them, transferring much with the jolt on the occupants. Curiously, venturing off-road may seem to cause it a reduced amount of an issue over rougher terrain. Even if it has to get pointed out, it is done for a much slower pace. Up front the seats feel supportive and cozy, those within the back much flatter and contourless in contrast. Specify the panoramic glass roof, plus the situation's less positive from the back the way it impinges severely on headroom. Kids will probably be fine, but adults less so. Road and wind noise are saved in check, however the clatter on the diesel engine's disappointingly apparent when creating progress from low speeds. 2017 saw a substitute cabin. Lots of normal equipment. Majors on luxury inside. Even the most affordable version from the Ghibli costs near to £50,000 prior to deciding to add options, so you're to certainly expect it for being well equipped. The great news is that in comparison to many rivals it will indeed boast some serious standard kit. Standard Maserati Ghibli equipment. The Ghibli is easily obtainable in 3 levels: Ghibli, Ghibli Grand Lusso or Ghibli Grand Sport. All models can be found with all engines. Regardless which combination you select, all have at least 18-inch alloy wheels, the whole leather interior with electric front seats, plus a suite of advanced safety and driver assistance systems. Much more about that from the safety section. Opt for that extra Grand Lusso package along with your Ghibli will feature adaptive LED headlights, chrome exterior detailing, body-colored side skirts, black brake calipers and 19-inch alloy wheels. The Grand Sport, about the other hand, also incorporates adaptive LED headlights, but adds more aggressive-looking bumpers at top and rear, piano black exterior detailing in place in the Grand Lusso's chrome, red brake calipers and 20-inch alloy wheels. Inside, leather is standard over the Ghibli range, with sports seats for your Grand Sport and even more luxurious chairs for your Grand Lusso, with inserts in Ermenegildo Zegna silk and polished wood trim around the dashboard and center console. There's an 8.4-inch touchscreen infotainment system that you recognize from various Jeep models, and is sold with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. There's fashionable 7.0-inch TFT display between your dials from the instrument panel. Grand Lusso models also have soft closed doors as well as a Harman Kardon premium sound system, while other Ghibli designs include a standard Harman Kardon subwoofer. Grand Sport is included with piano black wood trim for the dashboard. Maserati Ghibli, optional accessories. If you're getting a Maserati Ghibli, then it's likely that you're planning to want to take some time, effort and funds personalizing it somewhat. The very good news is Maserati has the trunk catalog of extras for making that an easy, if sometimes expensive, job. If you need larger wheels, that's possible. There's 19, 20 and 21-inch rims available, while painting the brake calipers can also be an option. If you like extra bling, then your polished aluminum finish costs more money, while adaptive skyhook dampers cost extra, too. As for bodywork, metallic, mica, metalescent and pearlescent paint finishes are available, while a sunroof could be specified. Inside, the aluminum active shifting paddles behind the tire are worth the excess, while heated and ventilated front seats will also be added. If you're too lazy to alter the steering column manually, electrical adjustment is accessible, as is a power rear sunblind. Those they like their tunes loud should invest within the Bowers & Wilkins Hi-Fi with 15 speakers, and then for streaming within the Move there's a Wi-Fi hotspot available. Alcantara headlining is extra, much like Patriot leather-covered seats, dashboard and door panels. If carbon fiber can be your thing, then the center console covered inside the technical weave is usually specified, while adding a thin band of this to your steering wheel is extra again. There undoubtedly are a number of packs which can be better value, such because convenience pack rear view camera and keyless entry, plus the cold weather pack back and front seat heating, power rear sunshade and heated windscreen nozzles. Whatever way you slice it though, it's an easy task to get carried away while using Ghibli options list, and we'd wager that most making their way out on the factory can have at least £5,000 of extras included in their base price. Comprehensive safety pack included 2017. Lots of driver assistance tech is standard. Ghibli can be a very safe car to push in. This will be the first model in the firm being scrutinized by Uconnect, and the great news is that according on the testers, Maserati Ghibli's safety factors first class, having a full 5 stars awarded. The executive saloon received particular praise for adult protection and safety assist, and received maximum points for infant protection within the rear. As you'd expect, there's a switchable stability system, which will keep things pointing within the right direction by reducing engine torque should it detect the wheels are spinning at different rates, indicating a skid. This system has since been upgraded to one which aims in order to avoid any form of instability inside first place, called Integrated Vehicle Control IVC. There's 7 airbags, including one for that driver's knees together within the tire, even though the front seat passenger has their very own frontal and side bags in addition to anti-whiplash headrests. All occupants take advantage of curtain airbags. As part with the car's updates for that 2018 model year, a suite of driver assistance systems were added. The active cruise control system now incorporates highway assist, which ensures you keep you a prescribed distance on the car right in front, as well as keep you as part of your lane via lane keep assist and active blind spot assist. New cameras in the front on the car allow this ability, and also will watch traffic signs and inform the driver from the speed limit through information display inside the instrument panel. Space quite a bit less generous as the rivals. Not a difficulty if you're doing the driving. If you're not, you might want the quadruport. As a 5-seat, 4-door saloon, which has a generously sized boot, you might expect the Ghibli's practicality to get very good, as well as a degree it can be. Though you will find 5 seatbelts provided, the back bench is sculpted more for a couple of occupants as an alternative to 3, and also the transmission tunnel eats into footroom to the middle person quite significantly. At least there's a significant amount of headroom back there, and legroom is acceptable for your size of car. However, it's quite a bit less good since the back of your BMW 5 Series or Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Up front inside the cabin there's a big storage area using a double opening through your elbows inside the center console. However, the iPod or USB connection in front with this has nowhere to stow your device satisfactorily. Add to that the glove box that is about the slim side and meager door pockets as well as clear storage wasn't high around the designer's priority list. At almost 5 meters long, the Ghibli is really a long car, nevertheless it's also wide. On the motorway you won't notice its heft, but on tighter urban roads or country lanes, there's only so much it may do to disguise its dimensions. That said, with a selection of cameras available about the Ghibli, maneuvering the auto shouldn't be too tricky. Try to be mindful of how long it can be in smaller car parks. At 500 liters in proportions, the Ghibli's boot is approximately the same sort of size since most of its rivals, accessed by using a slightly limited saloon boot lid, but that's also par for the course for this type of car. The boot might be expanded, though, by folding down the back seats. However, it is unlikely to get the type of car you'll be going after runs for the tip-in on the weekend.